Now, what better way is there for a new chess streamer to gain some publicity than to challenge one of the most notorious cats on the internet, the chess bot Mittens. Now, Mittens, that cute little cat to the right, far right, is a chess bot, a chess program on chess.com that is rated somewhere in well, I would say early to mid 3000s. It is higher than any person in the world, any living chess player. And it is so strong that even the top chess players in the world, some of the top grandmasters, Hikaru Nakamura or Magnus Carlsen, might have trouble dealing with it. Of course, this is not going to stop your new chess coach, Constantine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And afterwards we will analyze the game and see what we've learned. So we are going to play him on challenge mode, and we will start with the bird's opening, pawn to f4. d5, of course, is the standard response. This is called the Dutch variation. A lot of people play knight f3 right away, but I will play d3 first. This avoids some pins, and he decides to go for g6, so knight f3. The idea is to fianchetto the bishop and simply castle. Here the knights provide a good structure. So, okay, this is a pretty standard opening. Some would even say boring opening. Neither side really has an advantage this early on. But after castle, okay, now he's allowing me to play pawn to e5, which you know I'm going to do. I'm going to kick this knight, and now he's attacking this pawn on f4. Now, there's a few ways I could go about defending this pawn. Okay, I could play pawn to g3, protecting the pawn, or another way is to play knight to b3, and now the bishop is protecting the pawn, so if black captures, I capture back, and he loses the piece. So of course he is not going to do that. So after c5, which is a standard move to gain space on the queen side, I will play pawn to c3. This just prevents some things and maybe prepares an eventual push to d4. After b6, he wants to push his bishop on this long diagonal here, but we will play bishop e3, developing our piece. Okay, and now this is a standard tactic, very often in the French defense, if you're familiar with the French. Black will try to attack the center using a move like f6, and this is the pawn is supported by the bishop. The idea is to open things up. Really, in general, when you're playing computers, very strong computers, you don't want to open the position because they're very good at calculating tactics, and you're just going to get crushed if you do that. So I'm going to play d4. I'm not going to allow him to do that, and you know, knight back. And I'm going to keep the position closed as much as possible. Now, he's creating some problems for me on the king side. You see that he played knight to f4. Mr. Mittens now is, or I guess he or she, is creating some trouble. This is a problem. This is potentially a problem. So I will try to kick this knight. I cannot allow this knight to stay there, and you know, he's preventing me from castling now. So this is a problem. So what to do now? Okay, so I need to develop this piece, so I'll just develop bishop g2 for now. And now he's spinning this queen, so I cannot move the knight. Now queen will be lost, but if I move the queen away, now there's no pin, so it's not a problem. Okay, now I have to deal with this knight. I cannot allow this knight to stay here because I cannot castle with this knight here, so we will play knight to g5, and the idea is now we will exchange knights, and hopefully, I don't know why he did this, but hopefully now we will be able to castle. I still can't do it right now because this rook is controlling the f diagonal. I don't know why he did this. This is some kind of deep computer move. Maybe a human might play like knight d7 here, but maybe he's trying to like double the rooks here or something. Not sure why, but you know, it's not a huge problem. So now I think I can kick this bishop away, so I'll just play knight to f1 with the idea that knight can come here, and okay, bishop will be kicked away. And you know, this is not a huge problem. Just move away here. He was attacking my queen. Okay, now he is allowing me to play knight to e3, which is I'm going to do, attacking this bishop, and of course he's still preventing me from castling by playing bishop to d3. But you know, it's not so clear that he can prevent me from doing this. I have knight g4 here, and knight can come back to f2, and now I'm again attacking this bishop. And now I'm going to be able to castle. Okay, first h3, and now, guys, we did it. So this is, let's look at this position. Let's take a minute and look at this position. Okay, so you know, I would say it's pretty equal. Both sides have castled, so kings are safe, relatively speaking. Both sides have developed all their pieces. Black completed development, and so has white. Okay, I'd say it's dynamically equal, and there are attacking chances for both sides here. So I'm going to try to start something here with maybe bishop e3. And of course now he's sacrificing a piece. So it's typical to be expected of a computer, and you know, he doesn't want to draw, he wants to try to win. And you have to take this. If I don't take this piece, the knight will come to d3, and you know, I'm going to have a problem. So I'll just capture this. Okay, guys. So now he's attacking the pawn on g3, and you know, I have to somehow either protect it or do something with this. I cannot push the pawn, because if I try pushing the pawn, this is just going to open up my king side, and you know, you don't want to get checkmated. So really, there's a saying, a knight on the rim is grim, but what about a knight on h1? And I think this is the first time in my career that I get to play knight h1 in a over the board or even online, any kind of game. You know, knight on h1 only controls 2 squares, but it's going to be protecting this pawn. And okay, now he's doubling attack, but it's not so clear. Now I have this maneuver with the bishop, and he's going to push this, but okay, bishop on the long diagonal. If I can trade this off, my pressure will be relieved. And okay, he captured, so he's up material, but you know, I have a counter attack here, so we will see what happens. You want to capture this, you don't want any kind of shenanigans on the queen side. And now we just get to capture this pawn back with the knight, and now of course this knight is the real MVP, guys. You know, it's been moving around all over the place, and now there's an attack on this bishop, and we are developing quite an attack here on the king side. And now I'm going to capture this bishop. And okay, now look at this. There's a saying that before you're 2300, you know, your first name is tactics, your middle name is tactics, and your last name is tactics. And there's a really cool tactic here. This rook takes e6. Exclamation point, you know, because now it looks like I'm giving up a rook, but after queen takes, I have bishop captures here, pinning the queen, and actually it's winning the exchange. So rook takes e6 looks winning to me, and okay, queen comes here, but what am I going to do now? I think just king over, and we are quite safe. And okay, now this is the idea to possibly checkmate. I mean, how is he going to stop the mate? This is a very strong diagonal. This is very. I don't see how he can stop the checkmate, guys. This is just mating, and of course he's giving up the queen. Guys, it's happening. I think this is a crushing victory right here. Of course I have to capture, but now we are queen up. And it's, it's not so easy now for him to even hold this. Okay, now it's just giving away material. I don't think there's any suspense left here, just capture the rook. Probably, so computers do this when they see a forced mate. Probably there's something like mate in 18 showing, and I don't see the calculations, but probably the computer thought that by giving the rook here he would delay it for a little bit, but now it's just simply trade pieces, and there's really nothing left to do here. You just check, and it's going to be mate in 2, just mating. So guys, we have defeated Mittens on the most hardest difficulty, and this is something that even top grandmasters cannot do without preparation. So he says, "What? How? You cheated? I mean, meow." But let us wait for it to check for mistakes, and let's look at this. Let's look at this game. Of course, if you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you become a subscriber of this channel, in the subsequent videos, you will see the reasoning behind the moves, and maybe we can look at some variations in this game, as well as some of the other games to improve your chess outlook. Until next time, Constantine out.